Good afternoon and welcome to the Assembly Committee on Commerce and Labor. Secretary, will you please take roll?
Assembly Member Anderson. Carter. Present. Cole. Here. Hardy. Here. Howdigi. Here. Kasama.
Here.
Miller. Here. Monroe Moreno. O'Neill. Roth. Here. Torres Fawcett. Here. Yeager. Here. Urick. Here. And Chair Marzola.
Here. Please mark members present as they arrive. Welcome everyone that is here with us in Carson City, anyone in Las Vegas, and those tuning in over the internet. Today we have one bill. It is Assembly Bill 230. But before we get started, I do have a few housekeeping announcements. Members of the public may provide testimony in various ways, all of which are listed in the agenda. When testifying, please turn the microphone on to speak and off to listen. Committee information is available on the legislature's website. You may also watch our meeting through the legislature's YouTube channel. We ask that public comment be kept to 2 minutes so that everyone interested in speaking can be accommodated. Finally, please remember to put all of your electronic devices, especially your cell phones, either on off or silent mode. And with that, we will move to our first agenda item, 1 minute recess.
The committee will now come back to order. I will now open the hearing on Assembly Bill 230. Chair Marzola, when you're ready, please begin.
Thank you, Vice Chair and members of the committee. I'm Elaine Marzola, and I represent Assembly District 21. Assembly Bill 230 enacts the Audiology and Speech Language Pathology Interstate Compact. I will refer to it as the ASLPIC. Today, Shanna Ross is here with me in Carson City, and Matt Schaefer with the Council of State Governments, Center of Innovation, and Kelly Mae Douglas with the United States Department of Defense are joining me via Zoom to also be in the process of this presentation today. To give you a little bit of background information, according to Nevada's Speech Language Pathology, Audiology, and Hearing Aid Dispensing Board, there are 1,397 licensed speech language pathologists, or SLPs, and 63 licensed audiologists. Our state population is close to 3.2 million people. We continue to see a need for more SLPs and audiologists because there is a growing number of individuals with speech, language, and hearing disorders across all age groups, particularly among the aging population and those who need early intervention services. The ASLPIC is an interstate compact that provides a pathway by which audiologists and SLPs can obtain authorization to practice in states where they do not hold a license. Under the ASLPIC, audiologists and SLPs who are licensed in good standing in a compact member state are eligible to practice in other compact member states via compact privilege. This compact ensures Nevada's ability to protect the public's health and safety and improves access to care for our residents. Audiologists and SLPs must meet established criteria and have no disciplinary actions to receive a privilege to practice in our state. States will have access to real-time searchable database that provides information about audiologists and SLPs. Through the compact, states will have a means to identify those providing services in their state, as well as have a procedure to address any disciplinary actions. Additionally, through the ASLPIC, licensed audiologists and SLPs will be able to provide continuity of care as clients, patients, and students relocate. They will be able to reach Nevadans who are currently underserved, geographically isolated, or lack specialty care. It also reduces the burdens for military families who are in transition. At this time, the ASLPIC Commission reports 34 states and 1 territory have enacted ASLP's IC legislation to be part of the compact. With your permission, Vice Chair, I would like to introduce Mr. Schaefer from CSG, who will provide additional information about the Interstate Compact. And then after, if we can please go to Ms. Douglas from the Department of Defense, who will also briefly speak on the compact.
Thank you. And Mr. Schaefer, we're ready for you. Please unmute yourself and begin your remarks.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair, members of the committee. I'd like to express my appreciation for your consideration of AB 230, the Audiology Speech Language Pathology Compact. For the record, my name is Matt Schaefer with the Council of State Governments, and my testimony is meant to provide some background information on interstate compacts. CSG is a nonpartisan membership association for elected and appointed state government officials from all 3 branches. Through our National Center for Interstate Compacts, CSG has facilitated the development process for all 18 of the active licensure compacts, including the 5 that Nevada is currently a member of. One significant outcome of our country's state-based system of licensure is a limitation of mobility. For licensed practitioners wishing to work in multiple states, navigating each state's unique licensure process is burdensome and time-consuming. Licensees are regularly asked to provide things like transcripts, exam scores, professional references, evidence of good moral character, certified letters from other state boards, and producing this information over and over again is time-intensive, duplicative, and causes barriers to the workforce. These barriers are exacerbated with certain populations like telehealth providers, military families, and residents who live on a state border. One solution that states can explore to help alleviate some of these problems is interstate compacts. And the primary goal of compacts is the facilitation of multi-state practice, allowing a licensee to maintain one state-issued license and authorize them to practice in other member states in a streamlined manner. Compacts are built on the premise of mutual recognition, meaning that the practitioner's license is recognized by each of the other member states. By signing on to the compact, the state is agreeing to accept practitioners from another state without requiring them to obtain a separate Nevada license. As Chair Marzola explained, AB 230 is the Speech Language Pathology and Audiology Compact and would allow SLPs and audiologists to obtain a privilege to practice in each member state rather than applying for an individual state-specific license. Like the compact for your driver's license, each member state is agreeing to recognize the license issued by the other member state. AB 230 is very similar in form and function to the other compacts that Nevada already participates in. A licensee must have an active and unencumbered license in their home state of residence to be able to apply for a privilege. Practitioners must also pass a background check and meet other eligibility requirements related to education, examinations, and certifications. You'll hear from DoD representatives after I present, but AB 230 also benefits military families. So if a military family gets assigned to a new duty station in a compact member state, that service member or spouse can designate a home state and retain that home state designation throughout their active duty service, eliminating the need for applying for a new license when changing residence because of a basing decision. From a regulatory perspective, AB 230 preserves the authority of each member state to protect public health and safety through the existing regulatory structure. So a licensee practicing under a privilege must abide by all the laws and rules that govern the practice for speech therapy and audiology in the state where they are located. And the Nevada Speech Language Pathology, Audiology, and Hearing Aid Dispensing Board has jurisdiction over anyone practicing in Nevada under a privilege. Nevada will also be able to charge a fee for the compact privilege, so there should be no revenue loss as a result of joining the compact. Like all compacts, AB 230 will be governed by a commission made up of the member states. The delegate will be one audiologist member and one speech therapist member from the Nevada Board of Speech Pathology, Audiology, and Hearing Aid Dispensing Board. As has been mentioned, the compact has been enacted in 34 states and 1 territory, including Nevada's neighbors of Utah and Idaho. With that, I will wrap up, and thank you so much for your time.
Ms. Douglas, when you're ready, welcome.
Good morning. Yes. Hi. Good morning, Madam Vice Chair and members of the committee. My name is Kelly Mae Douglas, and I work at the Defense State Liaison Office within the Office of the Undersecretary of Defense for Personnel and Readiness. On behalf of the Defense Department and 35,000 military service members and their spouses stationed in Nevada, I would like to express our support for the policy addressed in Assembly Bill 230. Professional licensure has been an enduring problem for military spouses. Military spouses are a cross-section of the American population, although a greater percentage of them are in licensed professions than their civilian counterparts, and they are significantly more mobile. The short duration of military assignments, coupled with lengthy relicensing processes, can discourage military spouses from seeking relicensure, causing them to quit an occupation or pause their career, or for the service member to leave the military. State policies enacting interstate licensure compacts, such as the ASLP Interstate Compact, relieve one of the many stressors of frequent military moves by enabling military spouses to transfer their licenses more quickly across state lines and obtain employment as soon as they relocate to a new state. These policies facilitate greater career sustainability for military spouses, improving their family's financial security and overall resilience. Notably, interstate licensure compacts benefit not only military spouses, but also apply to all eligible professionals to include active duty service members, members of the reserve components, veterans, and civilians. By enacting AB 230, Nevada would have the opportunity to increase its workforce available to serve the local community while also supporting military families. The Department of Defense is very appreciative of Nevada's ongoing commitment and efforts to support members of the military and their families who sacrifice much in service to our country. Thank you, Chair Marzola, for your sponsorship and providing me the opportunity to provide comments in support of this policy proposal.
Thank you. Vice Chair, with your permission, I would also like to have Shanna Ross do her portion of the presentation.
For the record, my name is Shauna Ross, SHAWNAROSS. Thank you, Vice Chair, and all of your committee members for your time today and considering this bill, especially on a Friday before the weekend. This bill would allow Nevada to join the Audiology and Speech Language Pathology Interstate Compact. I'm a licensed and certified speech language pathologist, as well as the advocacy chair for the Nevada Speech Language Hearing Association. I think there are 2 other people that might be calling in to answer questions with our national organization. It may be Susan Adams or Nahele Kalfis. So if anybody has questions at the end, they're available as well. As a quick side note, I grew up in Carson City. My dad was born and raised in Fallon, and my mom moved to Fallon during high school because my grandpa was in the Navy. I attended UNR, and early on during my master's program, I knew I wanted to work with private practice and with kids. At that point, founding a private practice had not crossed my mind, but 19 years ago, I opened a private practice in South Reno that continues to provide services today. I think many of you heard the testimony last Friday from AB 169 to mandate coverage for therapy for people who stutter. I want to put now into perspective what it is like for families who are trying to find services with a speech-language pathologist when there's a need such as stuttering. If a family seeks out private services such as mine, they will call multiple offices and find most have a wait list, especially for after-school spots for kids. This is happening in southern and northern Nevada. This is actually one of the hardest parts of my job because I talk to these families whose kids and family members need services. I know we can help them, but we just don't have the capacity. Finding service providers if you live in a rural county is even more difficult. We have had families drive from as far away as Winnemucca for services. Advances in telehealth can be used to bridge services to rural areas, but only if there are more providers. We are stretched thin serving the more metropolitan areas of Nevada as it is. If families pursue services through the school districts, the process can take up to 45 school days just to be tested, and then another 30 days for the IEP to be held and services initiated. School-based SLPs are doing the best that they can, given the caseloads and workloads they juggle. These barriers across practice settings are due in part to Nevada experiencing a shortage of providers. So where does Nevada compare? Right now, nationwide, there are 60.8 SLPs for every 100,000 residents. And Nevada's statistics is 32.7, which falls lowest in the nation. We're low in both audiologists and speech-language pathologists, and Nevada is projected to see a 38% increase between the years of 2020 and 2030 of people needing services. Licensure compacts are not new to Nevada. There are 5 currently, and also that are being, multiple that are being considered this legislative session. I'll quickly go through some of these slides because it is a repeat, but the states in blue have enacted the ASLPIC, and there are 8 states, including Nevada, that have active legislation. There are benefits for practitioners, consumers, and licensing boards. The compact is one way to attract clinicians to work in Nevada and is another pathway to practice in member states. Joining the ASLPIC would also help support speech pathologists and audiologists whose spouses are in the military and stationed across Nevada. Joining the compact also has the potential to increase access to care in the rural areas and counties in Nevada, which continue to be underserved across the lifespan. Okay, in regard to, oh, I might have moved that too fast. Okay, while I'm established in Reno and I don't foresee moving, the compact would allow less barriers for that if needed. Also, I would consider getting a privilege to practice in another compact state if I have a client that I work with who moves. This would allow for continuity of care while the family gets settled and established with another clinician in that state. There are numerous benefits for consumers, including some increased, what's the word I'm looking for? Consumer protection with interstate compacts. And then in regard to licensing boards and agencies, I just wanted to let you be aware that the state of Nevada Speech Language Pathology, Audiology, and Hearing Aid Dispensing Board is in support of Nevada joining the compact. I'm going to go through a lot of these quickly, so if you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask. But states must meet certain requirements, and Nevada's current licensure regulations meet these requirements. Audiologists require a doctoral degree, clinical practicum, and speech pathologists require a master's degree, clinical practicum, and a 9-month clinical fellowship. Joining the compact would have no impact on someone who only wants to be licensed in Nevada. States will retain control over the practice and discipline of both the in-state licensees and also the privilege holders. Again, the compact is just another pathway to practice in a member state. Matt kind of covered some of these requirements. I'm going to skip by that. And then kind of to finish this up, the compact is expected to be operational in late summer and early fall of this year. It would be a great benefit for Nevada to be able to join the compact and increase the number of practitioners that can practice in Nevada and continue to serve our community. As a private practice owner, one of the barriers I have faced over the years is finding and hiring qualified clinicians, especially if my business growth or staffing changes didn't happen to align with a college graduation such as UNR. And then as another data point, UNR only graduates 25 master's level clinicians every year. So the pool in Northern Nevada is small. Southern Nevada now has Nevada State College, which also has a program. So that is great to be able to have those practitioners there, but it's still not enough to meet our needs. So joining the compact would not only benefit private practices such as mine, but also the other practice settings such as hospitals, skilled nursing facilities, home health, schools, and early intervention. So thank you for your time and consideration of this bill.
Vice Chair, with your, Elaine Marzola for the record. Vice Chair, with your permission, I would like to go section by section of the bill. Section 1 provides the purpose of the compact. Section 2 defines the terms used through the compact. Section 3 explains what requirements must be met by the states that join the compact. Section 4 describes the requirements for gaining a privilege to practice. Section 5 details the right to practice telehealth. Section 6 allows active duty military personnel or their spouse to designate a home state where the individual has a current license in good standing. Section 7 explains how the compact and home and remote states will conduct and report adverse actions and the consequences for an audiologist or SLP who receives adverse actions. Section 8 establishes the Audiology and Speech Language Pathology Compact Commission. Section 9 denotes the requirement of sharing licensee information for all compact states through the database. Section 10 describes the process for creating rules that will govern compact operations once the compact is accepted by the first 10 states. Section 11 details the oversight and enforcement of the compact by member states. Section 12 provides that the compact becomes effective on the date of the enactment in the 10th state. States that join after the adoption of the rules are subject to the rules as they exist on the date of that the compact becomes law in that state. It also describes the process for withdrawal from the compact and notes that amendments to the compact must be unanimous. Section 3 details the construction and severability of the compact. The compact is binding among all member states and must supersede any conflict with state law in Section 14. And with that, Vice Chair, we are ready for questions.
Committee members, any questions? Member Hardy?
Thank you, Chair. I'm happy to see another compact bill. I think these are great and helps address the shortages that we have. So my question is just generally, why does Nevada have so few of audiologists or the SLPs? Is it just people aren't interested in it, or our education programs, or any idea why that's so?
Shauna Ross for the record. Thank you for your question. I don't have any hard data on that, and if you want some, I'll try and get some. But I think in general, until recently, UNR was the only graduate program for speech pathologists. Audiologists have to go out of state to get their doctoral degree right now. So practitioners in Nevada have to want to move here or be from here or come back to here after they've left. And so I think that is some of the shortage. Other than that, I'm not sure.
Okay, and you answered my question with the PowerPoint, but I did have a question about like where Nevada stood compared to other states with the number of audiologists and SLPs. So thank you for providing that. And then especially after hearing the bill, Assembly Bill 169, which we heard last Friday, which would expand coverage to people. I'm assuming we're going to need more SLPs and audiologists. But I did have a question. It's what I asked with the last compact bill too. Do you happen to know, because telehealth is a provision that's allowed in the compact, how many more like audiologists and SLPs Nevada would have access to? So of the how many licenses are out there in the member states? And if you don't know, it's okay. It's just more curiosity. Like, hey, how many more providers would Nevada have access to?
Elaine Marzola for the record. Mr. Schaefer, do you have that answer? If not, we may have someone on the phone that may be able to answer that.
Yeah, I would defer that question to Susan Adams from the National Association.
And I believe Ms. Adams on the phone.
Yes, I'm here, Madam Vice Chair. Thank you. I don't have an exact number of licensees among the states, but I can tell you that I work for ASHA, the American Speech Language Hearing Association, who represents audiologists and speech language pathologists across the country, and we have 241,000 members. And I would say the majority of those are active licensees.
Thank you. I was disappointed to see us at 32.7 providers per 100,000 people. It's half of what the other states are. So I was hoping, hopefully this gets us closer to at least parity with what the other states are. So thank you. And seeing no other questions, I am going to move to testimony and support. We will start with testimony and support in Carson City. If you are here to support the bill, please make your way to the witness table. And then we will move to Las Vegas. Hi, thank you. Please remember to state and spell your name for the record.
Good morning. My name is Jennifer Pierce, Jennifer, Pierce. I'm the Executive Director of the Nevada Speech Language Pathology, Audiology, and Hearing Aid Dispensing Board, and I am here on behalf of the board to express support for Assembly Bill 230. Thank you.
Good morning, Vice Chair Howdigi and members of the committee. For the record, my name is Nick Schneider, Director of Government Affairs for the Vegas Chamber. Wanted to quickly thank Chair Marzola for bringing this bill forward. We are in support of AB 230 as well. Healthcare services, of course, are something we need more and more practitioners for, and we believe this bill will help fill some of that talent shortage, and as such, we ask for your support. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. Is there anyone else in Carson City wishing to testify in support? Okay, we will move to Las Vegas. Is there anyone in Las Vegas wishing to testify in support? Thank you, when you're ready.
Hello, Madam Vice Chair and all your committee members. My name is Jillian Muse, spelled Jillianmeuse. I am an undergraduate student at Nevada State University studying speech and language pathology. As a student entering this field, I fully support Assembly Bill 230, which seeks to add Nevada to the Audiology and Speech Language Pathology Interstate Compact. This bill is crucial for the future careers of students like myself, current professionals in the field, and especially for the communities that will benefit from increased access to essential services. Throughout my studies, I've come to recognize how important it is to ensure individuals have access to high-quality care. The ASLP Interstate Compact will give me the flexibility to provide services across state lines without facing unnecessary bureaucratic barriers. This will not only help me as a professional, but it will also ensure that people in need of speech and language services have access to qualified practitioners regardless of geographic limitations. This is particularly important for those in rural areas, underserved communities, and patients who may have difficulty accessing timely care. Telehealth has already started to reshape the way we deliver care, and the Interstate Compact will further enhance providers' ability to reach patients no matter where they are. It will ensure that patients in need get the support they deserve. For all these reasons, I strongly urge support for Assembly Bill 230 and for Nevada's inclusion in the ASLP Interstate Compact. It is an essential step toward improving access to care, supporting speech and language professionals, and fostering better healthcare outcomes for all those who require our services. I urge lawmakers and decision makers to support the ASLP IC. It's a practical, patient-centered solution that will benefit both providers and communities. Thank you for your time and your consideration.
Thank you for your testimony. Is there anyone else in Las Vegas wishing to testify in support? Seeing none, AVH, can we go to the telephone lines?
To testify in support of Assembly Bill 230, please press *9 to take your place in the queue. Again, if you wish to testify in support of Assembly Bill 230, please press *9.
Good afternoon, Vice Chair and members of the committee. My name is Rebecca Acosta, and I'm speaking to you today as a board-certified patient advocate and the executive director at A&J Patient Advocacy in Southern Nevada. With every Nevada county facing a shortage of medical providers, creating and maintaining a pipeline for professionals to efficiently enter our workforce is critical to addressing the severe crisis we are currently facing. The wait list for evaluations and proper diagnosis is extremely long, with the waits for treatments after that diagnosis even longer. As an advocate who focuses on children and adolescents, speech, language, and hearing are common needs for my clients. Young people develop at such a rapid pace, and completing stages of growth with unmet medical needs is a problem we can absolutely fix. Once a child passes a specific stage, one cannot simply go back and download information into a child's development. So the opportunity for growth in that stage is over, and now families and their medical providers have to work to mitigate the consequences of untreated needs, which we can imagine causes a ripple effect for the child's lifetime. Audiology, speech, and language professionals in Nevada are working at a breakneck pace to assess and treat as many patients as possible, but they are severely understaffed and under-resourced. Your support of AB 230 will relieve some of this pressure, allowing those in need to receive timely medical services to the benefit of our entire state. And on a personal note, I am the mom of 2 teenagers who in their younger years needed both speech and language services. We were thankfully able to get evaluations fairly quickly in several weeks, but then we had wait times for actual treatment up to 6 to 9 months. So both professionally and personally, I appreciate your support for AB 230. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. AVH, next caller, please.
Hello, my name is Susan Priestman, and I've been a physical therapist for 40 years. And I want to thank Chair Marzola and the committee members for entertaining this bill. I've been practicing in Nevada for 30 years as president of APTA Nevada, the Professional Association for Physical Therapy in Nevada. Physical therapists work closely along the continuum of care with speech and language pathologists. We collaborate in hospitals, post-acute settings, outpatient settings, and schools. Our patients span a broad age range from infants and pediatrics to adults and the elderly. Speech and language pathologists like PTs and OTs certainly face workforce challenges, often placing Nevada 50th in the nation. When this occurs, other entities such as AI or less equipped professionals may fill the void with services that are not optimal or efficient for the patient. I believe that the Interstate Compact provides more flexibility for practitioners willing to enter our states. Although this is not the only solution to the therapy workforce shortage, it is the right step in the right direction. Thank you.
Caller, if we could please have you restate your name and spell it for our records.
Yes, my name is Susan Priestman, SUSAN,
Thank you. AVH, next caller, please.
Hi, my name is Brittany Price, and I'm an occupational therapist at an online high school in Nevada. I support AB 230 because I think it will improve my students' access to speech services. And this is important to me personally, too, because I practice in other states right now via telehealth, so not just Nevada. And I'm the spouse of a veteran, too. So I know personally how much this compact would reduce barriers for speech language pathologists and audiologists to be able to practice in Nevada.
Thank you for your testimony. AVH, next caller.
Good afternoon, Chair and members of the committee. For the record, my name is Deanna Yates, DEANNAYATES. I've been credentialing therapist in Nevada for over 20 years. Because of this, I strongly support AB 230, which would allow Nevada to join the Audiology and Speech Language Pathology Interstate Compact. By joining this compact, Nevada can streamline the credentialing process, allowing therapists to start treating patients sooner. We are currently dealing with a therapist shortage here in Nevada, and AB 230 will allow out-of-state therapists to serve Nevadans via telehealth, expanding our provider pool and ensuring patients receive care without unnecessary delays. Timely speech therapy is essential for communication, independence, and quality of life. I respectfully ask for your support of AB 230 to improve access to these vital services. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you for your testimony. AVH, next caller.
Caller with the last three digits 859, please press *6 to unmute yourself. You may begin.
Hi, my name is Casey Melvin. For the record, CASEY, Melvin, MELVIN. I am a licensed occupational therapist and the CEO of a multidisciplinary organization. Throughout this role and practicing in healthcare for the past 11 years, I have had the privilege of working alongside speech and language pathologists in a variety of settings, servicing patients across the lifespan. I've witnessed firsthand the life-changing impact of their interventions, helping children find their voices, supporting stroke survivors in regaining communication, and enabling individuals with swallowing disorders to safely eat and drink again. Yet despite the profound need for these services, Nevada ranks the lowest in the nation for speech-language pathologists per capita. This shortage has devastating consequences, leading to lengthy wait lists and heartbreaking barriers to care for families that are desperately seeking support. Many Nevadans are forced to delay or forego treatment altogether, affecting everything from a child's ability to learn to an adult's basic ability to swallow safely, putting lives at risk and driving up long-term healthcare costs. Assembly Bill 230 is a necessary step to help bridge this gap. By joining the Audiology and Speech-Language Pathology Interstate Compact, Nevada can expand access to care, reducing wait times and reaching underserved communities, enhance workforce mobility, attracting more qualified SLPs to meet the growing demand, strengthen patient outcomes and safety, ensuring timely and high-quality intervention. As a provider dedicated to strengthening our healthcare system, I urge and respectfully request your support in AB 230 to ensure Nevadans receive the critical services that they need. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your testimony. Next caller.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. If you would please state your name and spell it for the record and proceed with your testimony.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Elise Monroy Marsala, and ELYSEMONROYMARSALA. I am the parent of a child with autism, and he receives speech services at school and in the community. These services have changed his life and our family's life. I support any effort to increase the number of speech providers in the state, and I appreciate your consideration of AB 230 and respectfully request your support of this bill. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. AVH, next caller.
Good afternoon, Chair Marzola and members of the committee. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today and for bringing this bill forward. For the record, my name is Julia Graham, JuliaGraham. I'm the current president of the Nevada Occupational Therapy Association, known as NOTA, and a licensed occupational therapy professional. I'm here to express NOTA's strong support for AB 230, the Audiology and Speech-Language Pathology Interstate Compact. By joining this compact, Nevada becomes part of a growing coalition of states committed to removing barriers to care, enhancing professional mobility, addressing workforce shortages, and ensuring individuals with healthcare needs receive timely, high-quality services. A primary benefit is improved access to care, particularly for Nevadans in rural and underserved areas. This compact also streamlines the licensure process for qualified professionals who may frequently relocate, reducing administrative burdens and allowing them to focus on patient care, which is especially beneficial for military families and traveling professionals. As occupational therapy practitioners, we recognize the importance of interdisciplinary collaboration in providing comprehensive care, and speech-language pathologists and audiologists are vital partners in helping individuals achieve their full potential through the services they provide. This compact strengthens our collective ability to serve Nevadans by promoting seamless collaboration amongst care team members. I'd also like to highlight that occupational therapy has a similar opportunity to improve access to care through Assembly Bill 106, which establishes the Occupational Therapy Interstate Compact, also introduced by Chairwoman Marzola. Thank you. And together, AB 230 and AB 106 represent a powerful step forward in addressing workforce shortages, supporting healthcare professionals, and improving access to essential healthcare services for all Nevadans. So on behalf of NODA, we strongly support AB 230 in that Nevada can take a decisive step towards improving access to care, supporting our healthcare professionals, and ensuring the safety and well-being of Nevada residents. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. AVH, next caller.
Vice Chair, the public lines are open and working, but there are no more callers to provide support testimony at this time.
Thank you. We will now move to testimony in opposition. Is there anyone in Carson City wishing to testify in opposition? Seeing none, we will move to Las Vegas. Is there anyone in Las Vegas wishing to testify in opposition? Seeing none, AVH, can we check the telephone lines?
To testify in opposition to Assembly Bill 230, please press star 9 to take your place in the queue. Chair, there are no callers choosing to testify in opposition at this time.
Thank you, AVH. We will now move to testimony in neutral. Is there anyone in Carson City wishing to testify in the neutral position? Seeing none, we will move to Las Vegas. Is there anyone in Las Vegas wishing to testify in the neutral position? Seeing
To testify
none.
in neutral.
Oh yes, AVH, if we could check the telephone lines, please.
Testify in neutral to Assembly Bill 230, please press star 9 to take your place in the queue. Vice Chair, there are no callers choosing to testify in neutral at this time.
Thank you, AVH. Chair, would you like to give any closing remarks?
Elaine Marzola, for the record, I would just like to thank you, Vice Chair and committee members, for taking the time this Friday to hear the bill, and I urge your support.
Thank you. I will now close the hearing on Assembly Bill 230. And committee, we will stand in a 1-minute recess.
Committee will come back to order. I will now open up for public comment. Please address all of your remarks to issues that fall within the jurisdiction of this committee. Public comment is limited to 2 minutes. Please remember to state and spell your name for the record. Is there any public comment here in Carson City? I don't see any. Is there any public comment in Las Vegas? I see people leaving. Broadcast, is there anyone on the line?
Thank you, Chair. If you would like to provide public comment, please press star 9 now to join the queue. Chair, there are no callers choosing to provide public comment at this time.
Thank you. Are there any comments from members before we adjourn? Happy Friday. That concludes our meeting for today. Our next meeting will be on Monday, March 10th at 1:30. This meeting's adjourned.